Superheroes aren't often allowed to settle down, so if they do end up starting a family, we tend to take notice. But not always. There are many superhero kids out there fans actually have missed. What if I told you that Captain America, one of the Earth's mightiest and greatest superheroes, was actually the father of Red Skull? Would you be amazed? Confused? Would you even believe me? Well, guess what? It's true. But it was only made possible by the existence of alternate Earths. Yep, Captain America is actually the father of Red Skull in the ultimate reality on the Earth of 1610. Here, before he shipped out and went missing in action, he had one final night with his love and fiancée, Gale. Yeah, not Peggy. In this reality, he's with Gale. Gale learned that she was pregnant and was convinced by the US government to carry the pregnancy to term but leave her child in their care, since her baby would be the child of one of the greatest heroes and a super soldier. This was a mistake because through this colder, more militaristic upbringing where the child was constantly treated like federal property, because he was, and compared to his father, he became unstable and ultimately rebelled, escaping and becoming this Earth's version of Red Skull, even literally removing his face in an attempt to distance himself from his father's legacy. Red Skull is one of the most unexpected children of a superhero that I personally have ever seen. What super kids surprised you when you learned about them? Let me know in the comments. While my Ultimate Comics fans may know of Red Skull and may have heard of that one, this next child of a superhero is so obscure I didn't even know about him before now. That's right, I just found out about this one, which is why I'm sharing him with you. This is Jake Grayson. He is the son of Nightwing and Starfire from an alternate reality. In this reality, his mother Corey left Dick when her son was still young. Before Jake was born in this universe, Dick Grayson was forced during a battle to activate a device which removed 90% of the superpowers on the planet, including the superpowers of Jake's mom, Starfire. Dick Grayson became a spokesperson for an anti-superpowered way of life, believing it was the best way to protect the world from superpowered threats. So when Jake's powers started to manifest, which he'd inherited from his mother's alien physiology, he actually hid this from his dad. Eventually the truth would come out, and ultimately Nightwing would end up seeing the error of his ways, accepting his son, and choosing to welcome in a new generation of young superpowered heroes. Nightwing and Starfire have a few alternate reality kids, but you know who doesn't usually get as many stories about their potential offspring? Bucky Barnes. Now granted, Bucky hasn't always been a hero. He's been an anti-hero, a villain, and even just an ally, but he also has been known for his heroic sensibility as well quite a bit of the time. And he's also literally been Captain America, so I think we can count him here on this list still. His alternate reality granddaughter first appears in Heroes Reborn issue number 0.5. Here Rebecca is implied to be the granddaughter of Peggy Carter and Bucky. Nightstar is the daughter of Nightwing and Starfire. She hails from the Kingdom Come reality of Earth 22. In this reality, her mother not only separated from Dick, but also returned to Tamaran to rule alongside Ryander. And to top off her already prominent absenteeism so far, Starfire also died before the major events in this world took place. Not sure what is up with Nightwing and Starfire having children together in alternate realities, and then Starfire just like dipping and basically getting written out of those stories earlier on, but that happens quite a bit. Anyways, I digress. Nightstar doesn't always see eye to eye with her father, and as a result they end up on opposite sides of the major conflict in the Kingdom Come universe, with Mari siding with Batman while Nightwing sided with Superman. However, Nightstar still came to her father's side when he was in danger and even saved his life. This next one is probably one of the most bizarre superhero children on our list. This is Nomad. Who is Nomad? Well, you might be able to guess from his superhero code name who he's going to be connected to in the superhero community. Know of anyone else who has gone by the name Nomad in the past? Yep, that's right. Nomad is the son of Captain America. Sort of. Genetically speaking, he is Arnim Zola's son, but he was raised by Captain America, who actually rescued him when he was only an infant. Nomad would eventually be reclaimed by Zola, who brainwashed him to hate Captain America, but Cap would help to break the hold of this brainwashing over Nomad, allowing them to become allies once more. Sharon Carter would also become like a mother to him, although she would also kinda accidentally try to kill him, that's a whole thing. And all of this went down in Dimension Z. If you're wondering why it all sounds so crazy, that's why. Dimension Z DC is Arnim Zola's own dimension that is populated by mutates and kind of like cybernetic entities. This next child is one of Batman and Catwoman that has existed in multiple different realities, though never in the main continuity sadly, at least not yet. Helena Wayne is most often known as hailing from Earth 2 or even New 52 Earth 2, which is its own thing, and also Earth 2, the original, which is spelled TWO instead of written as a number. So even though, yeah, I know I said Earth 2 twice, they're different. Yeah, alternate Earths over at DC are confusing. This Helena Wayne, however, is from her non-numbered alternate Earth, first appearing in a possible future as seen in the Batman story Last Rites. She would also make an appearance in the Batman Catwoman series, which was set in the same reality. In this universe, Helena becomes Batwoman instead of the more common Huntress. Speaking of couples that we all would love to see settle down and have a family, this child of a superhero comes from one of the tops for most of us, I think. Although I'm not really convinced that either of the folks from this couple are the settle down and have kids types. We're talking about Gambit and Rogue and their daughter from an alternate reality, the younger sister of Ollie, their son, Becca. Becca always had a closer relationship with her father, and later in her life actually became the person who kind of keeps the family together because of that. After the loss of her mother, Rogue, her family's relationship to one another becomes strained, and she kind of becomes the sole way her dad and her brother even communicate with each other. Well, Gambit and Rogue's children, I'm actually really interested in seeing if that ever does happen one day. This one comes from a pairing that I'm not as interested in seeing the offspring of. We're talking about Lara from Earth 31 and her parents, Superman and Wonder Woman. Look, I know there are a lot of you out there who love and ship Clark and Diana together, and I know you're probably thinking, Amanda, why don't you want to see those two together? But I just can't. If anything, I actually think I prefer Batman and Wonder Woman to Superman and Wonder Woman if like I have to choose, but really I just prefer for those three to like just be colleagues and close friends instead of like getting together romantically at all. However, in this world that is exactly what happened and more. Earth 31 is in essence Frank Miller's DC universe, also known as the Dark Knight universe. Here Superman and Wonder Woman get together and have two children, with Lara being the eldest. Her powers are a combination of both her parents' abilities, making her insanely powerful. Also, for some reason, her hair is blue. Hunter Prince is the son of Wonder Woman. Initially, many people thought that his father might be Batman, which would mean he comes from the one pairing from that holy trinity I said I could at least tolerate. However, it was actually revealed that Hunter was the son of Wonder Woman and an entity known as the Darkness. While Wonder Woman is his birth mother, Diana gave him to Lois and Clark to raise when he was a baby. She did this hoping that this would basically limit the risk of him becoming an even more powerful and probably villainous entity than the Darkness, feeling that Lois and Clark were better equipped to raise him, basically. But Hunter thought that Wonder Woman actually abandoned him because he was a boy, because she's an Amazon. Well, in most alternate realities, Wonder Woman has daughters if and when she settles down. Hunter is one of her few alternate reality sons that exist, which is why I feel like most people might not know about him. He comes from a Justice League story called Legacy, which introduced us to a bunch of potential future children of our favorite heroes. This top spot is also another child that I just learned about myself. The Wolf, like Jake Grayson, is a completely new one for me. I knew about Quanon having a daughter in the main continuity, but Sora is her daughter from an alternate reality, and Quanon isn't even the only Soup that the Wolf is related to. Her mom is Quanon and her dad is Forge. What an interesting couple. I'm trying to imagine the two of them on a date together, and I'm struggling. I wonder where they'd go. But regardless, something must have clicked for them, because Sora does exist. Or at least she does exist in her reality of Earth 200368 from Captain Marvel: The End. Granted, this is also a reality where the Earth became uninhabitable, causing many of the people on its surface to die, so Forge and Quanon were among the limited few who survived this, which might explain how it made it more likely for them to come together. I mean, they're both also mutants, but yeah, it's just a weird pairing. You don't see it often. That's about it. I'm Amanda McKnight, and until next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube.